September 26th. It's a Friday afternoon. This is part 2. I just did a recording. It's very long. I'm going to break up my recording into 2 videos throughout the week, just to make them a little shorter and a little more digestible. So this is part 2 of end of week 13. So yeah, so the office atmosphere. It's we're at the end of September, and the layoffs are happening this month, and you can see the tension in the office from the people who are leaving. And I don't think this is so much that in the other offices we're having this sense, but I think it's definitely more here. I think people are starting to sense how much work will happen, how much work will pile on the people remaining. And it's going to be a lot. And you know, in my office, 3 of us are leaving, and we're in higher positions. And I think the pressure of what is coming, especially at the end of the year and the first quarter of the year, I mean, it's intense. It's intense when you have a full staff. I don't know what, and there's more and more coming to us. That's going to definitely happen in the last 2 months of this year and into next year, and they know that there's going to be less people like me and actually 2 other people, so there's 4 of us leaving before the end of the year. And I think the pressure is just building. So there's some tension from the people who are being terminated. One of them is not happy. He's very obvious about that, and so he's just not doing anything. And the other one is pretty happy. She's very happy to leave. I mean, I think the guy is leaving, and he's not happy because he's losing, you know, he's got a young family, he's got kids, and there's probably not a lot of prospects for him. You know, he's making pretty good money. He'd come in at 9, 10 o'clock, leave at 2 or 3, and, you know, pretty easy job and getting paid well. And now he's losing that job, and I don't know how easy it will be for someone like him to get another job, especially, you know, with his young family. So I feel bad for him, even though he was not easy to work with. But the other girl, she's excited to leave. The other 2 girls, they're very excited to leave. Very excited. One leaves this month. I mean, she's skipping through the hallways. She's only got 3 days. She's counting the days, and she comes up and she teases me about it because she's so excited and she knows I'm ready to go too. And then the other one's got a month left, and she's like she works very hard. She's very good, very smart, and they're really gonna miss with her. They're really going to lose with her because she's a workhorse, and she's just very reliable and does very good work. So I'm going to miss her because she's going to be leaving a month before me. But and I'm like, so I'll just have to bear everything else, bear the rest of November by myself. No one to commiserate with. But the tension is building, and I think the people who are remaining are realizing how much is coming, how much they're going to be responsible for. So the tension is there. People are, the workload is just building, and I'm kind of like, oh, I won't be here. I won't be here for any of that, because even if I was here, I would be like, oh man, this quarter's going to be awful. But not going to be my problem. Oh, so one of the other frustrating things this week was, I mean, this is some of the stuff I am so glad to get away from. I am so glad to get away from. The pettiness over procedures, like long, drawn out, dramatic correspondences through email, passive-aggressive behavior between departments and staff over procedure, over these little nuanced procedures. Someone getting upset about, you know, another department not following the procedure, and I'm kind of getting drawn in the middle of it, and I'm siding with the other department. It's not my department. It's my department's fault. And this guy is just sending out long emails. I mean, English is not his first language, so it's probably taking him at least an hour to write this, and it just, there's no point in writing it. I mean, you're wrong. You just do what we advise you to do and move on. And it's just causing a lot of mayhem with another department unnecessarily. But it's just this stuff. I am so fed up with it. This is the stuff that's exhausting, especially when it's this passive aggressive way of handling it. He ignored me, he ignored my boss, and just continued. I sent a mail replying to him, this is the steps. This is what we're following. And then, sure enough, a couple hours later, he sent me another long response to that. And I already said, this is it. If you want to further discuss this, if it's not clear, then we have a meeting. You arrange a meeting, we do it face to face. Because I hate this passive aggressive stuff. I'm very direct. I want a meeting to finish it off, settle the issues, clear up the muddiness of whatever he perceives as being wrong or inaccurate, and we fix it. But no, that's not how it works there. And it's just short-sightedness, and this is a problem they're going to have to deal with, because these are the people who are going to be remaining back, and they don't deal with conflict. They deal with conflict through passive-aggressive behaviors, long-winded emails, circular. I say he gets in this hamster wheel argument of just a circular argument, and he doesn't change how he's presenting the problem, and he makes no sense. So basically, he just keeps repeating himself over and over and over. I'm like, you just said that 10 times, and it still makes no sense. What your point is, there's no point. He's stuck in something, and he's got to learn how to express it better, or make it much more clear on what the problem is. What's the problem, yo? But this is the stuff I just cannot take anymore. And the other thing I can see coming is, with this desperation of at work of this work is coming up. I mean, there's stuff that's going to be starting to happen while I'm still there. These projects, and I'm going to be like, my job. I've already planned this out with my boss. My job is to do the handover and make sure my predecessor has everything. My successor has everything he needs for the job. That's my job right now. I cannot take on any projects that are a continuing project. I will still try to help, but I'm not taking any additional responsibilities on that will have to continue beyond me, because it doesn't make sense. Then I got to hand over an additional project, and I can see this is going to start happening because they're getting desperate. And my mantra. So I've been really thinking about this. How do I handle this? Because I don't want that extra anxiety. So that was the other thing this week. I had a couple sleepless nights, just anxiety over this drama with the stupid procedure, this dynamic in the office of passive aggressive behavior. It's just really awful. And I'm thinking about, how do I handle this? And one of the other things I'm experiencing, is I mentioned it before, is I'm being marginalized. That's part of it. I'm also being left out of conversations and meetings, and I'm like, how do I deal with this? I saw it's a new term called iced. I'm being iced out. So I'm being made cold. So I'm not part of these conversations anymore. These important conversations, which I normally was always involved in a majority of them. But the dynamic in the office has changed in the last 2 years. It's definitely, it's not a team camaraderie as it used to be. So I've been working on ways to deal with it. It hurt at first. Sometimes it hurts. I'm not even being consulted anymore, and being told, and even my successors kind of going around me with things, and And I'm like, I gotta let this go. This is actually really good, but it did hurt me. It hurt for a little while. I'm like, just be transparent. Just be transparent. This is the passive aggressive stuff. Just be transparent. Say, hey, we're having these meetings. We don't think you need to be involved anymore. There's no point unless we think that you would like some input or might contribute. So that's how I'm viewing it now. I'm letting it go. I'll probably do another video on this because this is really hard to do, especially because it's been a protracted termination. I knew I was leaving since May. I knew I was one of the ones being cut. So this is almost 8 months termination, and I never thought it would be this hard. I knew I would have to deal with some of the dysfunction, but I never thought it would be this hard emotionally. I thought I would be able to let go easier, but it's been a struggle. And but I'm doing some things. I'm saying some things to myself that I'm just accepting that this is better, and this needs to happen. This is a way for them to move on, to basically kind of feel like I'm not here, to get the, and it doesn't. It keeps me from taking on being given more work. So I don't have that uncomfortable conversation to say, no, I'm not taking on any work. So I'm accepting it, and this is a blessing, I guess, in a way. But one of my mantra, the thing I'm saying here is, I wrote it down because I do look at this periodically. My mantra for moving on is, I am not here to fix anything. I'm not here to fix anything in this place. I am here to finish well. I'm here to finish well for myself, and I'm here to finish well for my successor and for my organization. And their silence, their behavior is their story. It has nothing to do with my story. So this is the stuff that I'm telling myself, and it's really helping. This stuff, the stuff that I need to remind myself that. And that was the other thing that I'm going to be grateful for not having much of anymore, is ending up in these conversations with this other person who's leaving, who I get along with very well. And she keeps coming to me with this stuff like, what are they going to do about this? How are they going to do this? And I'm like, I don't know, and I don't care. I can't do anything about it. So why are we discussing how they're going to manage without you and without me? Because apparently they're not even replacing her, which I think is a bit, even additionally, a big mistake, because she's really good and she works hard. I just don't see how the staff are going to be able to keep up with it unless they do something later. Maybe this is just a way to put some space in between her and to possibly restructure something. But I don't know how they're going to pay for all this. That's the big question I keep asking all of them. How are you going to pay for this when you've not cut any of the budget? In the end, we cut 20% of the staff, but we hardly cut anything from the budget. The whole point was to cut the budget, not just the staff. But they gave all these pay raises and these secret pay increases. It's going to create a lot of disgruntlement, and it already has. Staff are pissed off. Some people are getting pay raises and they're not. And this is just going to blow up. Anyway, so this, my colleague, she keeps coming to me and we talk, and it's good to talk. We are commiserating, and I know playing a little bit with fire and breaking my own role. Be careful what you say at work. But she keeps bringing this stuff. What are they going to do? And I said, I can't. I'm also partially. I know I'm doing it as well. I don't know. I keep thinking too. I don't know how they're going to manage this. I really don't know how they're going to manage it. I said it is a nightmare even when I'm here. It's just the workload and the stress is just outrageous. But there's only a few people who are recognizing how much workload there is, and it's the people who are in the support departments. It's not the people who are actually going to be doing the work. So she keeps asking me this. So this is one of those things I'm like, I don't know, and it's not my problem. My goal is to give this person, my successor, the best opportunity to move forward and to do my job. Whether he can do it or not, it's not my problem. Because this is what they set up, this is what they wanted, and this is what's happening. And what happens after December is not my problem. So I'm going to keep reiterating that to myself. This is stuff that I'm telling myself. I can only do so much, and then it's not my problem. Just letting it go. And part of that experience is doing this, doing this mantra and actually venting here to the few viewers that I have. So anyway, thank you for everybody for joining me. I think I'm going to end up there. I mean, I think this will be very interesting to look back on. But I'm going to do a video. We're coming up in October. I'm going to do a video on a series of like seven things that are going through my mind right now, 3 months out from my finish, and basically not working anymore. And I'll probably do that within the next week or two to come out in October. The other thing, I'll just end this note. So I'll just end on this quick financial update. So there's not much happening this week. The Federal Reserve announced that they were going to lower interest rates last week, and now this week the market has been relatively flat. There's some news. I mean, it goes up 1 or 2%, down to 1 or 2%. So I lose and gain on a daily basis. And my portfolio is not moving anywhere. It's in a better position than it was a month or two, even 6 months ago. If there's a crash or a pullback or a correction, I don't really have much cash ready to put in, but at least I'm 99% invested. So, and I do expect the stock market to continue. I think there's going to be a bull run, and I think it's going to be at least another year. It's going to be volatile. It's going to be a roller coaster, but I think the market is still going to go up. The government's printing money out there, Yahoo, and the money's going to go somewhere. Inflation is going to kill you. The dollar is devaluing, and you need to put it in markets, in assets, your money in assets that appreciate, because the inflation I think next year is going to be bad. But I do expect this investment in AI and everything to continue very strong, and over the next 4 or 5 years. And hopefully I'm praying we have enough, and we'll just have to manage it on a very tight budget here in Laos. One thing I will probably do at the end of the year, I'll probably share my budget, my projection for the year, or my monthly budget, and then monitor that on a monthly basis, just to see if I'm staying in line, if I was wrong or if I was right. Did I under budget or did I over budget next year? That's a fun thing. I do that anyway, but I've never done a video to explain it, and I'll probably do that next year, toward the end of the year, when I'm back and I have plenty of time to set myself up and stuff. So anyway, I'm going to end it there. I just said that 3 times. Thanks for joining me. Give me a like, if you're listening. Subscribe if you like this kind of content. I think this will change a little bit in the new year when I'm actually retired. But I'm not retired yet. I'm getting there. It's coming soon. 8.5 weeks remaining till December. And when I'm basically done, I'll have 1 or 2 day work, 1 or 2 days that I'll need to go to the office, just because I don't have any more leave. I'm using all my leave. And then, 12 weeks left until New Year's and Christmas. Take care, everybody. Take it slow. God bless.